So tonight I'm going to highlight some of the new features in Windows 10 after the Creators Update. The Creators Update introduced a bunch of new features. A lot of them are very exciting, and I'll highlight some of those to you today. So the first one, let's get started at the Start menu. So over here I have my Start menu set up in a certain fashion. I have a favorite section, game launchers, video editing, and etc. But a really cool feature they added is the ability to put your programs in folders. So right now you simply do that by just dragging it over one of the folders, and then boom. The idea here is it just takes up less space. I like the way I had it set up before, but you just have more options, and that's always good. So that is adding folders to the Start menu. Another one they added is some cool new features to Microsoft Edge, the built-in browser in Windows 10. So in Windows 10, you have Microsoft Edge, and you could visit various websites, of course, that's always been a feature. But now, you have the ability to control your tabs more than you did before. And what do I mean? I'll show you. So over here, you have some new functionality over here in your upper left corner. And you could set aside your tabs. So the idea here is that when you set aside tabs, they take up less resources. So if you have a YouTube tab open, Spotify, and maybe some other resource hogging tabs open, you can set them aside for later if you're not using them. So it's a really cool introduction, and I plan on using that a lot going forward. And if you want to restore them, you just click this little button to the left of the set aside button, and you click on it, and you can just restore all tabs if you have a lot of them. Another really cool feature in Microsoft Edge is to use it as an e-reader. A feature that has been built in before was the ability to open PDF documents, but now it's been taken a step further, and now you could use it as an e-reader. So I'll show you what I mean. So over here, I could hit Get Books. I'll show you how I got there. So you could open up the hub right here, and you have a couple sections. You have a favorite section, the reading list, your download section, history, and now you have a book section. And you could hit this button and it'll bring up the Windows Store. That way you could get more books. There's books in all price ranges. You got the latest and greatest bestsellers, books under $2. And you even have, if I'm not mistaken, a free book selection around here somewhere. Free classics. So you could use it as an e-reader, which is really cool. Then you have this little Show Tabs Preview button, and it shows you previews of the tabs that you have open. So if you have a ton of YouTube tabs and it's hard to make out one from the other, you could preview them and see where that tab left off. And I'll show you an example of that. So I'll duplicate that, but instead of that one, I'll go to an actual video.
In my search for a partner, what I'm ultimately looking for is to see how people behave under pressure.
Okay, so now showing you some features in Microsoft Edge, I'll show you some other cool, exciting things built into Windows 10. It's good to know about, and you have a feature called Game Mode built into Windows 10. And the idea here is, I'm a pretty big gamer, if you can't tell. And the idea here is it helps improve performance. So a really cool feature, and on gaming rigs that are a couple years old, every little bit of performance helps. Not only that, but you also have some game recording features baked into Windows 10 now. You have something called the Game Bar, which I have turned off because I have some other software. But if you don't have software, this is a good way to get up and going game recording on Windows 10. You could record game clips, screenshots, and broadcast using the Game Bar. And you could also assign your own shortcut. And you also have Game DVR, which allows you to record video, control how you capture your game through screenshots and game clips. So that's all baked into the gaming section in the settings, which is really nice to have. To add on top of that, settings can be a little bit boring, but there's a lot more here. The idea here is you don't want to use your control panel as much as you have in the past with Windows 7 and Windows 8. So the idea here is for Windows settings It's a lot more intuitive and easy to navigate. You have all these sections, but you still have your control panel tucked away in case you need it. You can just type in control panel into Cortana and you can locate your control panel. But you have a lot of the functions of the control panel built into your settings now, so you don't have to go there as often as you would have in the past. So you got system, devices, network and internet, ease of access. One of them I'm going to navigate to is update and security. You have Windows Update, and you could toggle ways you manage your updates now, of course. And one of my favorites is if you hit Windows Defender, you can launch the Windows Defender Security Center, which is the built-in antivirus that you have in Windows 10. Yes, you heard me right. Windows has built-in antivirus, and it's very robust. You have a lot of ways to manage how your device is being protected, and I rather like it. It's built into the Windows operating system, so it's meant to mesh well with the software that you have on board, and as a result, things just work. That's why I only use Windows Defender, but I'm not trying to sell you on Windows Defender, I'm just letting you know it's there. Really cool thing, if you have a laptop, I use this on my laptop. It lets me know if my brightness is eating at my battery, and I could help fix those kind of issues. Another feature that I saw earlier is that you could hit this button called Fresh Start, and you could start fresh with a clean and up-to-date installation of Windows if your computer is acting a little funky. Really cool, and might give it a try if your computer's acting weird. Don't use that just for anything, because you will restart your computer and delete everything on it, as you see right here. Okay, so I've shown you some of my favorite features. I've showed you Windows Defender. I've showed you the gaming section. I've showed you some of the features built into Microsoft Edge and the Start menu. So a really cool feature that is built into Windows 10 now is Nightlight. So over here, now this one I can't turn on because my computer does not support it, but the idea here is using Nightlight, you can set a setting for when your computer will go from bright blue to like a warm orange kind of tint. And the idea here is that screens emit blue light, which can keep you up at night. Nightlight displays warmer colors to help you sleep. I've used it on my phone for some time, and it works. And yeah, you have that built into Windows 10, and as you can see, it's hardware specific, so I can't really show you in action. But instead of showing you that, I will show you another cool trick. I can't really show you this trick either, but there's a really cool feature. There's a really cool feature called Dynamic Lock. So over here is if you pair your phone to your computer via Bluetooth. I'll show you how to do that. If I had Bluetooth, if you walk past a certain range, it automatically locks your computer. I can't really show you or cut off my recording. It's really cool. I tried it and I noticed that it didn't work for me on my laptop. Maybe I had to walk further away. But they are hopefully going to keep on improving the service, and it's a really neat concept, and I recommend trying it out just to see if it works for you, and hopefully you have a pretty awesome experience with it. So that's Dynamic Lock, and this is all located in your settings. Last but not least, you do have a new function or feature called Paint 3D, and this is built into your computer now. Now, I'm not the greatest or most artistic person, but the fact that you get this software for free is really cool. And the idea here is you could just paint little objects and view it in 3D. Pretty cool. Like I said, I'm not the most artistic person, but really cool stuff. That you get this for free just for having Windows. You get new ways to interact with things on your computer. So yeah, check it out, Paint 3D. I recommend anyone that has Windows 10. It's really a no-brainer update. I've noticed improved performance since having it. Things work better, new features. If you have Windows 10, it's a no-brainer, and it's more of a reason to update if you've been waiting out and holding out for Windows 10 to mature. Now's the time. Windows 10 is nearly 2 years old, so if you're holding out, I'm not sure why, but maybe you're just waiting for the computer operating system to no longer be supported. But then when that happens, you're going to be forced to upgrade versus you upgrading at your own leisure and getting used to an operating system at your own pace versus being forced to learn it at a time where you might not be able to afford that luxury. Like being forced to learn a new operating system during a transition to a new job. Why not learn it now while things are not as tense? But yeah, story aside, check out Windows 10. Hopefully, I laid out some cool new stuff. If you guys like it, if anyone watches this video, give me some feedback. Hopefully, I made it entertaining as I could. And if not, tell me where I could improve. I'm looking to get back to making more YouTube videos on the daily. And yeah, so this was Gentleman Wizard signing off. Thank you.